of prayer together. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together tonight. Thank you for this great privilege you've given unto us. We do not take you for granted. We commit tonight's edition of While I Waited into your hands, O God. We pray that it be a blessing to every life present. And Lord, we leave here tonight with a heart of gratitude in Jesus' name. Thank you, Father, because no, you're taking perfect control already. In Jesus' mighty name, we have prayed. Thank you once again, beautiful people, for joining us tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'll just give a brief recap of what we do on While I So everyone just joining. This is our 8th edition, and it's been an amazing time together. So what do we do on this program? We just reel and feast on the faithfulness of God. We look back in time, and just thank God for all He has done in the life of our guests. And we use this opportunity to pray, for others that are waiting on God for one thing or the other. So it's more or less like a program that boosts, the faith of everyone trusting God for one thing or the other. I know that this program is not just one of those programs. God is here, God is present, and gifts will be shared to everyone tonight in Jesus' mighty name. So let's continue. So our guest is here in flesh. This one is very, very good for me. Our guest is here in flesh. And I'm just grateful that, God has given us the opportunity to come together tonight to talk about what He did for us. Okay, what He did for her. Sorry if I say for us, we waited together. So that's why I'm happy. I've looked forward to this day, and I'm grateful to God that it's happening. So thank you everyone for joining us once again. Yes. Our guests, our beautiful guests. Please, can you see our face? I hope everyone can see our face.
Good evening, everyone.
So please, ma'am. My name is Tega Yodeji, and would like to meet you. Please introduce yourself to us.
Okay, my name is Tejiri Olojede. Tega's sister. For those that don't know, I'm my other sister. And, I'm married. I have a boy. We're blessed with a boy in January this year. I'm a biochemist, but right now I'm self-employed. I'm into the bridal business. I sell bridal accessories and all. So, well, what about me? I'm from Delta State. I'm Robo, married to an Ibarapa man. So, married and taking me to Oyo State. I think that's just
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, nice to meet you, Tejiri. Even if you know you're ready. So, how has your relationship with God been like? How long have you been a Christian?
Well, I gave my life to Christ when I was 12. I can remember it was in Britain's church, Living Faith Church, Canaan Land. I remember it was Deaconess Lois. I don't know if you remember then. I think that was 2004. Thereabouts, yes. And since then, funny enough, the secondary school that we went to, we were able to, keep practicing and keep trusting God. But I would say the work has been wonderful throughout university, postgraduate and all. But I think the real service, like when I became more serious, was probably after my master's program. Yes, I became more dedicated. Let me just put it that way. I became more, and it was not just religion, or you are going to say we should go and attend Shiloh and all that. But I decided to rededicate my life. So after my master, I rededicated my life to Christ, and I think that was when the work started initially, like the real work, my real work with God started. Like I started hearing from God, and it was not just so maybe just religion or just going to church. No, I'll say that, but I was being a Christian all along, but not as it ought to be, as deep as it ought to be. Yes, so after my master that I really, really now decided to just focus and just face this God and serve Him like I ought to, and not just here and all that. I think that was then, yes, after my master.
Okay, so how many years would that be now?
It's been 2016, the 8 years now.
Okay.
It's been 8 years now.
8 years of your relationship and work with God.
Steady relationship, steady years. So it's 8 years now.
Okay. So now we are going deep. Now we are there. Can you kindly take us through your journey of the weeks? How did you know you're in the waiting season?
How did I know I was in the waiting season? Well, let me just start. I got married in September 2018. And after marriage, it's not like we're trying for a baby or I was conscious that, let's have a baby. And no, we're just like, let's just enjoy ourselves. We're going with the flow and all. We're not even concerned about making babies. Then, although then I was doing a program in Ibadan. My husband was working in Lagos. So it was just weekends, traveling to see my husband. So I won't say we're putting in much effort. When he could come to Ibadan, he would also come to Ibadan then. But it was not until May of 2019 that we now said, okay, we married for over 6 months. Let's now start, trying to have a baby. Let's now be intentional about having a baby. It was May 2019, and that May 2019, I said, okay, no problem, let's try. Since you said before then, we're like, let's just enjoy it, let's just be fine. For maybe for a year, everybody will just be flowing, So it was that May that we said, okay, when he came, said, okay, that's what you want, fine. He was not so particular. Whatever you want, it's fine by me. And it was that May. And in June, I took in June. But being my first pregnancy and all, in June, I took in June, but I tested positive. The normal, I missed my period for I think for a day or two, a day. Then when you're now actively trying now, once you miss your period, the normal once you miss your period, the next thing you do is that you do a test. And I did a test at home, and it was not so strong because maybe being urine and all, but it was positive. And I remember I took myself to a lab and I did the test, and they said it was positive, being that I used the blood sample and all. And I was happy. I was okay. I think I came to Lagos for the weekend or so, and I was okay. We're rejoicing, and 3 days after, I saw blood. After telling your husband that you are pregnant, and I saw blood, so maybe some people used to see their period. Some people used to see their period as all those notions that people have that you see your period and you can say maybe it's nothing, So I saw little blood, and from there became a normal menstrual flow. I was devastated. I was sad. I was angry. It was not fun, but I said, okay, there's still time, It's not we're not even up to a year in marriage, and let's just another one will come. I should not worry myself. So I didn't worry myself. July, my period came. So okay, let's still see how it goes. I remember for August, we're supposed to go for Holy Ghost Convention because I attend within Christian Church of God. We're supposed to go for Holy Ghost Convention, and I was thinking I was pregnant, but I don't know. I had not seen my period, but maybe I was already seeing signs. I don't know. When you're anxious, every little symptom seems like when the one that is not even pregnancy and is a PMS, premenstrual symptom, you think it's pregnancy. And that day I was saying, don't let us go to camp. I might be pregnant. If I go to camp now, go and stress myself. I don't want to have miscarriage. I know. So I had not even left the house. I went to take my bath. That was how I saw blood. I was so sad. God, why today of all this? That I said, one of them said that we should not go to camp. I said, should we go? I said, let's go. Okay. Mobiti, Adura Timagba. For that day when we came for the Holy Ghost night for August 2019 convention, I can't forget. I cried my eyes out. I was weeping that God just answer me. I just want to, I don't want to have a repeat episode and all. And we went to camp. We came back. I had this conviction that God had answered me. Do you understand? And I was happy. We're going about with our life and all. Life was okay. And then I think a few weeks after, I went to see a gynecologist then. So he was saying we should do some tests and no. So I did all the tests, check for infection. The final said I should do HSG to check whether my children. No, something if you are waiting and HSG is one of the things that they will tell you to do in the hospital to check the patency of whether your fallopian tubes are open. And it also shows the real state of the uterus and all. So I said, but you have to do it. And I said, is it necessary? Then I'm like, is it necessary? I didn't feel like there was anything wrong with me. Do you understand? I just felt like it will happen when it will happen. But he said, no, I should just try that. And let's just see. So I did that HSD then. And they said my both fallopian tubes were open. So we did it. Very painful procedure like this. It was in the night. My husband took me there after doing. Had to hold my hand, went to my recovered, and I think a week after or so, a few days after that period, my husband had a fire accident on his hand. So we're trying to nurse that, with everything that the doctor, everybody was saying, we're just managing and okay, let's see how things go. Not quite long, I went back to, because I was in Lagos at the time. Most of the days in August 29th, I was in Lagos at the time. So I went back to Ibadan, my base, and I missed my period.
That was the third time.
I missed my period. That was September. It was like 3 days before our wedding anniversary. I can't forget. Either the 6th or the 5th of September, I missed my period. So I went to do blood test. It was positive. Okay, thank God. So immediately I tested positive. And now then I was doing a program in UI. Then I told my organ that I didn't tell him anything that I'm not feeling fine. That I need to rest. My plan was that I would take a week, I would stay at home. I won't do anything stressful and all. I would just be at home and all. I was just trying to be careful. I don't want to have miscarriages and all. So after that day, about 4 days after, the bleeding started again. Why am I bleeding? In fact, this one was not even small. I was bleeding, seeing clots. What kind of bleeding is this? Then I went to the hospital. They put me on progesterone tablet, the drug. They call it Duphaston. Those that you have been waiting and call it Duphaston. So told me to be on Duphaston, stop climbing stairs. Giving me different. Sometimes it happens like that. Some people have it like that. I should just be on bed rest. I bought the Duphaston. The bleeding stopped too. I was rest. But the rest was not even more than 1 week. So I even extended to like 2 weeks that let's be careful. So after 2 weeks, at that time, my pregnancy should have been about 6 weeks, thereabouts. Yes, 5, 6 weeks or 6 weeks. So what will be 6 weeks, the second week. So I went to do a scan and the mother said, am I sure I'm pregnant? I said, I did a PT test 2 weeks ago and it was a blood PT. And it was showing that I was pregnant. So I'm by now that she's supposed to even see, even if it's just a sac. But she's not seeing anything. Am I sure? I said I should come. I think I should come back after 1 week. By the time I came back after 1 week, in fact, by the time I came back after 1 week, she repeated this. The lady repeated the scan again. In fact, I even went to a general government hospital. I didn't want to go do it in a private like that. I just wanted to be sure that I was doing the right thing and they were giving me the right results and all. And in that September, that month, I remember, and after doing the scan, said there was not at this time around that my uterus is empty, that there's no even sign, no even they call something retained product of conceptions for someone that even if you have taken it before, it's possible that they are remnant. You can't even see any remnants in my uterus that most likely have lost the pregnancy. I was so down. I was sad. I cried like
That was the third one.
That was the second miscarriage. So By the time I was celebrating my first year wedding anniversary, I'd had 2 miscarriages already. So after that episode, that's when I knew that something was up.
Okay.
That's when I knew that, okay, there's actually, like, this one is not like, I mean, this is not, it's not coincidence. I knew that something was up. Then I knew that I had to face this thing was beyond, because pregnancy, I was not old, and I don't think I've had any serious health. In fact, when I went, there's nothing, when I went to the doctor, there's nothing wrong with you. Your tubes are okay. Your uterus seems very fine. You should not have any reason not to conceive. Do you understand? But when that's under 1 year, I had 2 miscarriages within a space. Not even, I won't even say 1 year, because I started trying for a baby in May. So I started trying in May. I took in June. I took in again in September. So it's not like as if maybe maybe there was maybe I didn't take it for a long time. So within a space of barely 6 months, I already taken in twice. So I knew that there was something, whether it was now spiritual, whether it was physical, but I knew that that was when I actually knew that something was up. I would say that was when the whole waiting season started. Yes. After September 2019, after I had my second miscarriage, that when the waiting season actually started. Yeah.
I can imagine 2 miscarriages. So you can continue, just take on further.
So 2019 September, where my husband, don't worry, everything will be fine. He's someone that I just thank God for the kind of man I married. In fact, he's someone that doesn't, even when he's going through challenges, he doesn't wear it on his face. He carries it with grace. Someone that God has blessed, because left to me, I can worry for Africa. I can worry. But God blessed me with a man that made me understand that, see, I didn't marry you because of babies or anything. Forget. God, it's God that will do it. Just put it. But you as a woman, you're saying, you're telling me to put my man. It's because you are the man. I'm the one that people will be looking at that, wanting Kaljo for one. They are counting days for them. 1 year has passed. You've not seen, as stomach is not big. So you understand.
Womb watcher.
She said womb watcher. You get it. So that September, we're praying, we're actively trying. Then COVID came. I was so happy when they said there'll be lockdown. I was so happy that there's going to be lockdown. I'll be in Lagos with my husband. At least maybe this period, something will happen. Do you understand? So COVID came March 2020. Yes. I came to buy. They came to pick me, but I was so happy that I was looking forward to one long break. Doing a program in UI then. I didn't really have time, like opportunity to leave my husband like for a long time. Most times weekends, at most a week. I'm back to Ibadan. So I was so excited when they said lockdown. That we didn't know. We don't know how many that could be months. I was so excited because I was like, thank God that at least this lockdown. I was very positive that something will happen. I know, but during lockdown, March, then we came to Lagos maybe 22nd of March or so. March happened, April, nothing. At that period, I was now intentional with where we know then with COVID now, I was eating the right thing. I was just taking my fruits, taking my vegetable, taking my supplements, and everything was going. May. Then there was one day in May, I went to the bus stop to get fruits. Because during COVID, my husband was working during COVID. So I was thinking that before you go and bring COVID to come and so then we were just very intentional with ourselves, taking our zinc, taking our fruits, and not just eating, trying to eat healthy as at the time. So I went to the bus stop that day to buy fruits, and after buying the fruit, I was about to pay, and all of a sudden I just found myself on, but they said I fainted. They shall rushed me to the hospital. That was May 2020. So they asked me when last this. I said I saw my period last week now. That's a week then, so like about a week. I just saw my period. Am I sure? The shall ran normal. They did test. Maybe it's malaria. Maybe it's shall ran test. And I said that at the blood test they did, that it was faintly positive that I actually miscarried the pregnancy. Maybe probably I didn't. I said, but I didn't see any signs. my period came at maybe my period. I not like I missed my period, maybe a day after I was supposed to, but you can't say that is a missed. So I saw blood like around the time I was supposed to see my period. He said it was not period though, that I actually had a miscarriage, because if you are pregnant, if you have been pregnant in the past 1 month, it still shows in your blood for a number of weeks. It might not show in your urine, but it will still show. So for it to be still, but it was not so strong, but they could see that second line. It was showing that I was pregnant. I was sad. Oh Jesus, it was a hard time. I was so sad. Say, well, okay, God's will be done. My God encourage me. You see, come on, worry. Don't worry yourself. Everything will be fine. Damelo, you are still young, you know. Every babies will come at the right time. I know. So that was May 20. That was my third miscarriage. It's between that May 2020, I didn't conceive. May, June until 2021 March, my birthday. So 2021 March, my birthday, I noticed that I was a bit fat, you know, pregnancy. I was seeing the signs, but because of my part, I didn't want to be too anxious. That I said, well, until I miss the period for 1 week, until my period is late for a week, I'm not going to run any tests. But meanwhile, in between 2020 and 2021, I was seeing a gynecologist. I was doing for people that know, I was doing follicle tracking like every month, you know, whether I'm producing follicles, so even calculate, so that the marking was I was giving it a very close marking. You know, it's beyond saying I'm ovulating. I will go and check. There's something they call follicle tracking. You can know when in fact it's so accurate that you can know when your follicle is about to drop an egg. That was how close I was giving it close marking. Besides that, there was this woman that was in Ekpe then. I went for womb massage. You know what we call these people? They call womb massagers. The first day the woman massage, that thing is so painful that when they massage, you'll be shedding tears like this. So so painful. But he said, that maybe my womb is upside down. Some people have tilted, different. I said, so professional. Are you want to do this? I said, I'm late. Oh my, you know, at that point, we went for the I was seeing that woman in Ekpe. She will massage to stand up safe. I can lie down for like 1 hour after she has finished. Before I can see I want to start going back to my house. I was using herbs. Some that some are good, like if you want to take it like this, the smell alone. But I'll have to drink the agbo now. Now me they find picky. You know, I will take it. I will go for the womb massage. She will tell me, okay, the woman is so, she's an Isoko woman. She even said, even before I even started the whole thing, she told me to go and do scan. That she wants to know if I don't have infection, if I don't have this one. I said, this scan, I took my daughter. So don't worry. Say if belle go enter, she be na me. You know. Meanwhile, I went to that woman based on referral. There was somebody, one of our family friends that also waited. And when she went to meet this same woman, they massaged her, women maybe gave her some herbs. They said she had infection or so. They gave her herbs. And she took it. But at the time I was good, the woman had given birth to her second child. Do you understand? So I was not going maybe based on once a week, they said one mama day. No, I had seen evidence that this woman shook her head that she had a delay, and she went to this woman, and they did massage, and she was, she got pregnant, I just saw the woman after 1 month. I was seeing her for telling me to come every Wednesday or twice in a twice. She was calculating my cycle with me. Don't eat this one. Say this one, no, they're good for. Now I was doing everything. And I did that thing for months. After a while, the man said, Deji, you're my daughter. I cannot deceive you. Don't worry, don't come again. So, Mama, what do you say? That if I'm coming, that she will just be collecting money from me. That she's a mother. She knows then during before they now lifted the lockdown, and she knows how things are. I'll come from my jar. I'll go to Ekpe. Sometimes my mom will not be able to take I'll go by myself. That is stress that I shouldn't worry. That she'll be calling me and she'll be praying for me. So I had to stop going to that man. But the woman, even up to before I even get the woman will still come, Tejiri Alpha. I was saying, Mama, it has not happened yet though. She said, don't worry. She said that she has never had someone that after almost a year, no result, that has never happened to her before that. That should keep praying. You know, when someone like that is telling you that kind of that should keep praying, say God. Which as in it not making like, is it that my case there is no does not have, because medically nobody, the doctors are saying there's nothing wrong with you. I've tried herbal, they massage you, they've turned the thing upside down. Still, I will not miss my period. My period, I didn't miss my period. So throughout that 2021 March, I missed my period. The first day, second, I think I've missed my period though. It's like I'm pregnant. My mama said that let us take our time. So I think a week after I missed my, it was on a Saturday. So he came to Ibadan. He said, okay, it's 1 week now. I think 1 week missed period is enough time. And so went to the hospital and we saw the doctor and he said I was pregnant. But I was so happy. We're happy. And thank God, though. That was my 4th pregnancy. We're so happy that thank God, though. At least, though, God has done it for us. So, TJ, be careful, though. Don't stress yourself. For me, so I was doing, I was not stressing myself. I was taking things easy. That was March 2021. So after they told me to come back after 2 weeks to come and do the first scan, just to know whether implantation was successful or not. And 6 weeks I went there. The man did the scan. He said he cannot see anything. So you must see. I've not bled. So since that time, since my last period in February, I've not seen my period in March. So it's not like my previous pregnancy, maybe I spotted, I had a little bleeding. No, I didn't see any blood or anything. So when you said that you can't find anything, like my uterus looks empty. So how will my uterus be empty? I said, okay, that I should come back after 1 week. So I came back after 1 week. He did the scan again. And it's not even there are two types of scan. There is the one they call the transvaginal, the one that's the one that they dip a rod directly. So that one is actually that one actually says in an early pregnancy, it's more accurate than the scan that they do on the belly. And said to Lord, I can't see anything. You can't see anything. That when I went back before, that was like the pregnancy should have been like 7 weeks at that time. So you can't see anything. Are you sure you need not? But I said I did not bleed. I did not even see one tiny blood. So I was so confident that it was there. So that what it suspects that is an ectopic pregnancy. That I should go home. It was on a Monday. That by Wednesday, if I don't bleed or anything, I should come back. By Thursday, if I don't see anything, I should come back. By Wednesday, if I don't see any blood or anything, I should come back on Thursday. That it's most likely it's ectopic. That he will give me. So he said he will give me a drug. That if that drug doesn't come out, that whatever it is, the pregnancy will be expelled from my tummy, or maybe he will take me to the theater or something. That maybe they will have to do a dance or something. I said, hey God, like God. That was my 4th pregnancy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Barely 3 years in marriage. Like, shame my head did not carry bikini. I'll be down, I'll be sad. I'll be lost in thoughts. Like, which kind of, what kind of wahala is all this? And I remember that Monday I went back home. I told my mom, I said, okay. We don't have thought that I used to say, okay, this is where the pregnancy is. That. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night, I think I was in the kitchen cooking and I tried to climb the stairs. I felt a sharp pain. The pain was so much. I felt like it was paining me. Like I don't have pain. But I wasn't even very careful. I was not doing anything stressful, That evening, that Wednesday evening, I was supposed to go to hospital the following day, Thursday. Felt a very sharp pain. All of a sudden, as I climbed the stairs, I came upstairs. After climbing the stairs, I get to the last step, I just felt something come out of me. Boom. That boom, I felt, and I just ran to the toilet. No, I'm doing you see the cloths. Hey, Jesus. I understood. I just started weeping. I wept. I cried. I say, God. Well, I thank God. Thank God. I don't have to go through any pain. That means actually ectopic, like the doctor actually said I was suspected. It's okay, no problem. Following, I called the man that night. Doctor, bye. You tell me, are you sure? Are you sure what you are saying? Oh yeah, snap it. Send it to me. I snapped it, sent it to me. He said, my Lord, they did that. He was telling me that thing was somewhere, but it was not in my womb, but probably it was in my pelvic area or somewhere. I went to lodge. I said, okay. The other day, can you come tomorrow morning? I said, I will come. Don't worry. You have your baby. My doctor too, they had a very good gynecologist. He was a Christian who, after saying, he would tell me, God will do it. Don't worry. The following day, I went to the hospital. They checked that my womb is actually empty. Then my uterus is empty, and I said, okay, so no problem. That means it's possible that your tubes are blocked. Maybe one of your tubes are blocked. Maybe that is why. I said no problem. That he needs to do. They call it hydrotubation. Hydrotubation is they use water to flush your. It's the same process with HSG, but the only problem is that they will keep on pushing fluids. Once they pass that cannula, they'll keep on pushing fluids into, to make sure water passes through to make the fallopian tubes through. They call it hydrotubation. You can Google it if you understand. That thing too is painful. After being, I was already feeling pregnant. I was already glowing. I was already shining. In fact, my friends were looking at me, they suspect me that I just could not say it out that you understand. And I did that hydrotubation. I cried. I said, don't worry, you will get pregnant. So I did that hydrotubation early May. So he told me to go home and rest for like after for like about maybe like 2 weeks or thereabout and come back. So I did that hydrotubation in early May. After I did that, he now said he put me on some injections that will stimulate ovulation. So I was taking those injections like maybe the first 3 days of my menstrual period. And after taking the injections, they said to stimulate my ovaries to produce eggs. So he said that since he knows that I have he knows my history and he wouldn't want me to waste any time. Let's try to assist reproduction. Do you understand? Conceiving. So I was on that injection. I'll take that injection with day 1 of your day 1, day 2, day 3. And after that day 3, then we will now start doing follicle tracking to check whether my follicles are actually increasing in number, and maybe I will ovulate that month. So once it's on day 8, like this, will tell me the day, the follicles, they look big enough. Now you and your husband, it's time. Go and do the needful. You will not be tired. You just have to do it. So I did that thing I think either May ending or June. I did it. I still saw my period. Maybe later that month. I did it in July. The one I did in July, I took in. Then they're not cheap injection, like 50,000 naira. So I did it in July. I took in. That was my 5th pregnancy. I took in. I was happy. Finally, this one he said it's not ectopic. I was managing myself. I even came to Lagos. I did not even I came to Lagos. I didn't come and rest. So I'll be where I'm happy and I'll be okay. I'm with my husband, A week after, I saw blood again. My 5th pregnancy. the depression set in. I was sad. I was depressed. People might not know. I didn't, in fact, I'm sorry that I didn't show it, but I was depressed. July, I was depressed. In fact, at that point, I said, no, I need to take a break. I called my husband, like, I want to come to Lagos and leave the program I'm doing in Badaba. I could not even walk in the lab again. I couldn't do anything. Like, nothing was even making sense to me. Like, in 3 years, five pregnancies, I've lost none of them. Like, just told my husband that I want to come to Lagos. Like, are you sure you want to? I said, I want to come. Let me even if it's a semester break. Let me come. I want to just be in a different environment. Like, let me just. And after we spoke to my guy, then we were like, I'm so for how long have you been married? And truly, I've not really lived with my husband for a long time. Like, if you want to calculate number of times where we've been sleeping, like living under the same roof, do you understand? And from what he said that before you can say somebody is infertile, a man and a woman must have been having constant sex for a year. That constant sex means that you have sex about 3 or 4 times in a week for a year before you can now say the couple are actually infertile. And when I calculated it, we've not really spent that much time together like that. I said, okay, let me even take a break. During COVID, although it happened during COVID, just that I didn't know I was even pregnant, but even though we lost it, but let me take it, maybe it was a semester break from school then, and let me come to Lagos and let's even see. So I told my husband, fine. He said, okay, no problem. So I packed my load. And funny enough, at that time, in my church then, because then they were trying to make my husband a parish pastor for a while. We've been dodging that. We are too young a couple and no. We're not doing any pastor, and it's not the way our church is. I've mentioned our church before. Don't let me mention it again. So we came to that same August 2021, we came said to August ending, you and your husband, you're going to join this church as parish pastors. I said, with what I came to Lagos for, I'm coming for a different, what are these people bring? Like, what are you bringing? Like, I have my own challenge. I will not be putting church matter, And when I was about coming, God told me that it's a new beginning, but I didn't really understand, like, what's a new beginning? It was not making sense. I got that word, a new beginning. New beginning as what? What is the new? What is so new about? Because I'm going to go and start a church and all. So my husband and I, we agreed, that would. I remember I told my dad. My dad said, it is the work of God. Whatever you can, you can do. I know that serving God. And that told me that I should look at the story of Zechariah. That was while Zechariah was in service, that the Lord answered that I had John. That I should not say, when I told my mother said this, mention the same Zechariah. I'm like, the both of you have meeting. What is this Zechariah that people are telling me that, And that same period, my husband even my husband was about to change job at that period, and he had about 2 options. And he had to choose the one that would allow him to be able to, go to church, that he didn't have to work weekends and Sundays and all. But he still accepted. And he came. And I remember when I came, I said, God, in as much as I'm not doing, it's not a transactional thing, like I want to serve because so that you can give me children. No. I want to assume that it's a new beginning for me. I want to assume that let me I'll be my our former church where I was a Sunday school teacher, but I do come and take Sunday school, I'll run. I'm not taking Sunday school, but this one now, there's no option, and it was not a small church, but we're just starting. There was no place to even hide. This one, the serving, you have to even serve. There was no even option at all. So my husband was okay, we'll choose the job that would allow him to be able to, so that I can also function as a parish pastor, even if it's just weekends and no. And I told God that God, in as much as we need to serve God and all, I don't want to do it in vain. and I took that responsibility and I put my all. When I say put my all, I put my all. I put fact, it was after a while, what they used to call me and my husband was that church, that is the pastor and his wife that used to wash the toilets. That was how low. I will wash toilets, we'll clean. Anybody comes to us, we'll clean. I remember one of our senior pastors, when she came on, they said, people are clean, because the church where we're washing, the church also had a school. So I think she came to do something. She said, that this is the best part of service that she liked. Those are clean, that the blessing there. She said, let me tell you something. So she called all of us, let me tell you something. As you are cleaning, you reminding God, I'm cleaning your house. Whatever is left for you to clean in my life, clean. I'm like, this woman, is it that she's saying this? God tell her, she said, I should not do it casually. I should do it prayer. That whatever your service, you should do it prayerfully. God, as I'm cleaning your house, whatever is left for you to clean in my life, clean it. That was 2021, and we took up the job. But I was fat. That in fact was indeed a new beginning. In fact, my relationship with God, even, let me say, it was even on another level entirely. I was more dedicated, service. I took it like I took it like it was an employed, when it's that was how I took that. So like an employed, I would do anything and everything except that thing could not be done. I'll take Sunday school. I would teach children. I will sweep. We'll be the first to come to church. We'll be the first to close. We're doing that thing diligently. Attend me when it's convenient. When it's not convenient. At the time, we even sold our car. So to even go to church was even difficult. We will jump the bus. That we carry the children with kids. We will carry. My mother will carry one sack. I will carry one. So even have a book. Are you sure that we did not have car? Because we sold our car for that same period that we started. We sold our car. That's not something happened to our car that period. I think the engine had an issue, so we had to sell the car. So there was nothing to make that service even comfortable in the slightest manner. We will carry one nylon that has a Sunday school manner. My mom will carry the one for I'll carry the one for children happy hour, for children church. We're carrying. So then we didn't have a place to keep books and all. So as we carry books to church, carry it back home. So we continued. And say we have one meeting, I will go. They say church, clinical, I'm there. The children church, they need, I've entered market, I've gone to buy it. I was doing it. It now became a thing of joy. I was doing it with so much joy. I now even forgot that I was even looking for a baby. I now say, I was like, if I even know that this is how this thing is. So I was just enjoying myself, enjoying, just doing my thing, and no. So we continued like that. 2021 passed, 2022 passed. We're over 3 years now, going to the 4th year. So between the time when it was exactly a year that I took in, that was June. Okay, I took in July 2021. So June 2020, I not come around that way too. We have tried everything. As it is now, we have tried everything possible. The only thing that we have not done is IVF. The only thing that we have not done now is IVF. But let's try it. Some people, they said the IVF. So I called my doctor. But say, I'm gonna do it. No, I told you that time. No, he told me after I lost that pregnancy in July that maybe I have to try IVF. Who will say we never chop belly food? So he told me after that pregnancy. After I lost my pregnancy, my husband was with me in the hospital that July 2021. He told me, you can try IVF. That I'm still pretty young, and he has seen that the success rate in younger women is higher. That as you get older, it's higher. But then, 21, where will I see one? That time, where will I see one? How much is my total? If they send me join, how much will it amount to? So then I didn't take. So after a year, I didn't take it for a year. June 2020, I had not taken it for since that last pregnancy, and I'd been living my husband for a full year. So I didn't take it through. In fact, when I did not miss my period like this one day like this. It's not even maybe one day it's supposed to come, it not come tomorrow. Like it will come that day like this. Because you had this flow app, to check. So it was constant. Then we should try IVF. I say IVF. One kidney one. Say that is expensive. Are you sure? I said, let's even ask for what it even entails. I remember when I went to a doctor that he told, okay, this is the amount it will cost. This is the amount that you have to make as deposits. So now you have to start preparing. You have to be on some drug before you say, okay. If you say that is what we should do, I said, let's try IVF. Oh yeah, IVF man, and we shall paid I think 60% deposits. That money was much that time. You know, and even then, in April, like before that IVF, like 2 months before that IVF, we just bought a new car. So it was not even the right time for IVF, but there was nothing. Let's try. But at most, we'll rally around with family. We shall be able to raise the money. So, and we paid deposit. That was in June. They started putting me on drugs in July. So throughout July, they now told me that once I see my period again, I should come. So that's when the IVF they will now start. So I can remember with the 7 weeks.
And maybe before that, I maybe I can see one.
Can you hear us now? Okay.
Okay, sorry. So we started our 2nd of August. Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. So I started IVF treatment the 2nd of August 2022. And I don't know for those that have done IVF, I've not done IVF. The first after preparing you, then they will give you some birth control pills, maybe like a month or months before. They tell me that I don't know the reason why they do that. I don't know, but it's part of the whole. So once you see your period after they stop the birth control pills, will now start. They call it ovarian stimulation. So you have injection that they inject you on your tummy. I don't know. I think I heard that they inject some people on their thigh. I don't know. But mine was on my tummy, my lower abdomen. So I was taking injections every day, 2 injections every day for 14 days. So they said the issue that is they are trying to stimulate your ovaries to produce as much viable eggs as possible. So I will go every day to the hospital. They will inject me 1, 2 injections for almost 14 days thereabouts. And after that, to take you to the theater to harvest your eggs. It's a painful procedure. In fact, you won't even be conscious when they are doing it. But when you wake up, you know that something happened to you down there. You understand? No, we did the IVF. In fact, the batch, because they do the IVF in batches. We're about 10. So they collected the ovaries. And they were able to harvest. In fact, you are the highest. We have able to harvest the highest number of eggs amongst all the 10 people that are actually in that batch. And no, I thought, thank God, at least out of maybe they're able to give me like 12 eggs or so, or 15, I can't remember. So that 15, they will now fertilize that to put the sperm. So they will now, after it has fertilized, they will now, the ones that are actually good, they will now transfer the best back into your womb battle. So so they did that. They did the egg transfer, put me on drugs. I did everything was looking very fast. When you talk to them, they don't worry. In fact, you can't you can't you that all the my uterus was so they said the way the lining of the uterus, it was so thick that it was very sure that if I get pregnant, that implantation will be so successful. The endometrium, they call it the endometrium, the lining of the endometrium, that was so thick that it was not thin, that is very sure that I will be pregnant. You know, when my alone, you said, my alone, you get pregnant. So I was doing that. Okay, well, Ọlọ́run ṣe owó ní jóná, that money will not waste. You know, that cannot, no IVF. So I have to do like 3, 4, and this was my first, and I was already seeing the signs that it will actually happen. You know, you understand. So I did they did the transfer. They transferred the fertilized eggs and all. You have to go and come back for pregnancy test. Before I even came back for pregnancy test, I think I started spotting, but it was not much. So according to them, they said sometimes it happens like that you swim, but I already seen the signs. I was already feeling pregnant. Although the IVF, when you do it, they said the symptoms are more pronounced than the normal because of the hormones that have been pumped into you and all. And then the day you're already pregnant. I said, you're already pregnant, okay. Normally, it usually says that they wait for 2 weeks. But then about a week and a few days, that should be coming. And because of my kid, he doesn't want to take chances at all. You know, I should be coming. So when I came, the other day, they did the test. You are pregnant. We're so happy. So I told you that you'll be pregnant. We're happy that long will share. Wait, our money did not waste. Oh
my God.
Thank God that normally for someone to do IVF first attempt and the person takes in that doesn't happen like that too. Some people have to do once, twice, sometimes 5 times. Boy, they not. I was so happy that thank God. That was September. Well, ending of August. So I said, okay, come back but I was come back for the first scan at 6 weeks. 6 weeks pregnancy. So come back for the first scan. So when I went back for the first scan, 6 weeks. When I saw his countenance, he was looking disappointed. What is the matter? Meanwhile, this was my 6th pregnancy. Let me so that you will know this was my 6th pregnancy. I just saw that his countenance changed. Doctor, what is happening? What is saying that his size is too small? Although before that time too, I told you that I was already spotting. Already seeing little blood, but it was not so. It wasn't much, but just little. Each day they will tell me, when you bleed, please snap your pant. Then I was doing pant liner. Snap the pant liner so that we can see the intensity. So they were even giving me like close monitoring that once I noticed that the blood is excellent, I should just start coming to the hospital. So at that time, said, what is saying that the size is small, but sometimes some people, the real image doesn't show, maybe like about 7 weeks, like 5 weeks, 6, that is still understandable. But you can see something, you can see a sac, but what he's saying, it shouldn't be at that size. But because he is even experienced, that's why you can know. There's some other doctor, they will say it's empty, but he can see something there. I should come back in a week's time. A week's time, oh. But before that 1 week, multi-bleed. I bled. So automatically I was already bleeding for about 2 weeks. He repeated the scan again. There was no heartbeat. Said no heartbeat. By now, it should be about 7 weeks. Okay, let's still wait for a while. Let's still give it a few more days, about a week. I was already seeing the corner. I already knew that something, but I still kept my faith alive. My faith was still very, very strong. I thank God for the kind of people that I had. My family members were very, very supportive. I would say even with this waiting down, the kind of people that surround you, it also matters a lot. But I was still in high spirits. I was not I just remember that this one I'll pull through. I will pull through that. God will do it. No, I will keep negative. I'll sing hymns in my bed. I will listen to songs, talk about Labi, Shola, listen. I will all those. I will sing all those ones that talk about the faithfulness of God. I'll be singing. I was in high spirits. You know, when I went, but that time I went back, it just told me that when I'm coming next, that I should make sure that my husband, when my husband was not around, make sure that my husband is around. My husband is around. So, but this one, doctor need about born next time, that you have to come. When next time you come, that you have to be around. I said, okay, I will shall arrange. Let me take leave a few days from work. And so when we went back, he did his scanning. He said, no, Daddy, I'm sorry. I have to take you to the theater. What happened? It's so that it has not even grown beyond what it has been since when I was about 6 weeks. Over to the it's either and I have lost that the pregnancy that I've lost after that pregnancy it's not viable. That's the word. That's the word. That's the medical word they use. I say theater. Have to do a D&C. Oh Jesus Christ. D&C. Sure went. But the D&C said gone. They've not even started. I already fainted. Because I've been bleeding for weeks. So and then by the time I was about to do the D&C, I've been bleeding for almost 3 weeks. But the thing now is that let me now even say something. They now told me that there was a woman that had her case was like my case. She was also bleeding, but she actually carried her pregnancy to term and she had her baby. So I kept saying, but this woman, they said that the woman did IVF in that same hospital. In fact, the doctor even told me, look at that. Look, this is the woman that I know that. Look, I should not worry that woman. Sometimes it happens like that. That I should know why that sometimes it happens like that. I know. So I said, am I? So that even gave me the danger that not saying that all this was just blood that I will carry my baby. I was so confident. I had this. I was in high spirits, so that they have to do a D&C. We took me to the theater, but they're about to give me a painkiller so that I will not feel pain. They did not even find I didn't fainted. They already fainted on the bed. They had to revive me, give me drip for like almost like 1 hour. Before they now did the D&C. It was painful. I cried. Like I use money to cause pain for myself. I use money. It's like if I had known, today I would have just. That thing is painful. Evacuation for those that have done evacuation, it is painful. The fact that after all the expectations, then the pain.
You feeling pregnant? Your body was already big.
And meanwhile, let me even point it out. The evacuation happened. It happened when I knew that I had lost that pregnancy. Like the day the bleeding got intense was the day of my 4th wedding anniversary. So it was on that. In fact, it was on that day. Before I've been having hope that it was now on that day that my wedding, that my 4th wedding, and that day gone, and the bleeding now took a different turn. That's when we knew that it's gone. So you can imagine on your 4th wedding anniversary, everybody's supposed to be celebrating. Like I'm sad, and I wept, I cried. God, why me? Who did I offend that? Has not left me. My 6th pregnancy in 4 years of marriage. So at this point now, I've tried local, I tried ABBA, I've done IVF now. My issue was not I had no issue conceiving, but to sustain the pregnancy was the issue. And I remember after evacuation, then the hospital I was using there was in Ibadan. So after evacuation, they went there that should do another IVF run after a month or 2 months. That's why people used to work for them like that. They showing me instances. This IVF that I even did this one 7 to pay. I know how we struggle. And after that, they'll tell you you be on some particular drugs. Where is the money? In fact, at the point I was even almost saying maybe I would register for their next, but the man was saying that after that August, that they had just one more batch left before they close the IVF clinic for the year. I just said, well, I'm not doing. I'm going up. I'm going back to my house. I'm going to my house in Lagos. I'm going to recover there. I don't want to. At least I've tried. At that point, I know that I've done all that I need to do. At this point now, it's not like maybe 31 try. Maybe I'll not be feeling it. Maybe it's because I did not do IVF that I did not conceive. No, do you understand? So I've tried medical.
Sorry, everyone.
Sorry,
Network threw us
network.
out.
Oh, sorry. So that was in. So I went back now, September. Oh, like ending of September, and I had to stay at home for a while because my PCV was even low. So I had to stay at home for a while before I could even start anything active and all, you know. And let me continue my life. And life moves on, Abby. And second week in October, that day, in fact, a week before that incident, my sister came to Lagos. Remember, she came to Lagos and you know, I've been cooking, I've been doing my normal activity, my normal chores and all. In fact, that day I made something, I made like really, really the dedication for them. And you know, so a week after, that was like I can't forget that this was the 14th of October. That day, I wanted to grill chicken. So that morning, I went into the kitchen, I brought out the chicken, I seasoned it, then I put it back into the fridge to marinate. That was about around 11 in the morning. That let me go and lie down and wait for so that while the chicken marinates, I went to lie down in my room. I know I can't. I made golden. I can't remember what I made. So I lay down on my bed and I was eating. I was trying to watch a movie on my phone or something. I just noticed a sharp pain. The pain was funny. Like it wasn't my lower abdomen. From my side, my right side, it was very painful. I just thought that maybe it's just maybe because then I was just eating breakfast around 11, maybe because I've not eaten since morning. But yeah, it's nothing. It can't be anything serious. Barely a month after I had an evacuation. I lost that sixth pregnancy. The pain became worse. It now became bad to the point that I was lying down on my side. I could not turn to lie down on my other side. I could not change position. So I couldn't change position. I said, what kind of pain is it? I could not, what kind of pain is this? This was so severe. At the point I became stiff. My phone was just, if you are lying down on the bed, my phone was just beside me. If I do like this, I could not stretch my hand to pick my phone to even call. Then I had the people at home that something is happening to me. Egba, like I need help. I couldn't stretch my phone. That thing happened at around like 12:31. I remember I struggled for 3 hours. I was groaning in pain for 3 hours till about 4. Before I was able to now pick my phone, I called my mother. I don't know the way I'm feeling, but this pain, I can't describe it. Can I be like then I don't think that I should not worry that I should just manage and if you close from work that I will manage. After they said I cannot manage you, that wherever he is, that he should let me take permission and should try to come up rather than I should tell people I think that they should take that on our road, there's an hospital. There's a refer, there's a maternity, there's a gynae that is a female, fertility stroke and maternity hospital. I said I don't want to go to that hospital. I want to go to my own hospital. And that my building is on the island. Like, am I sure? Let people at home take you. I said I'm not going to that place. That I want to go to my hospital on the island. That anyway, anytime he comes back, that we'll go there. By the time he came back, at that point he left home. Before he got back home, to change my clothes was difficult. They carried me like a baby like this. So there were my husband's cousins, some of his cousins, two of his cousins were around. They carried me like a baby into the car. That's how we started. My husband, are you sure? I said, I'm going, take me to that my hospital in VA. That's where my mind is telling me to. I don't want to go to any other place. So in the night, in fact, God even helped us. There was no traffic. As my mama was driving, tell me, "You come, Tejiri." I'll say, I'm here. Don't worry, keep going. I'm still here. He said, are you sure? After we are there, Tejiri, I'll just wake up again. I'm here. That I said, am I sure? That are you sure you should not let me branch any of this, any spot? I said, don't worry, that I'm going to VI. I'm not going, and that's where I'm going to. We got to the hospital, they gave me painkillers. It even subsided for a while. I was okay that they have to do a scan. That I'm complaining about a pain and they don't know what's it. Then the person that was supposed to the radiologist, they called him now and said, there's only on his way to, and he lives around that. I cannot turn back. What's going to happen? Can I manage? I said, well, then the pain had already reduced. I could even still move. I could walk a bit, but I was still feeling the pain. So they now said, okay, they put me on, I was in the emergency center. They will observe me by tomorrow morning. The person that will do the scan will come. By 11 in the night, I could not pee again. I was feeling the need to pee, but the urine was not coming out. I said, I want to pee. I want to urinate, but it's not coming out. When last did you urinate? I said, I've not urinated since. Last time, maybe I urinated before I came to lie down. So I've not urinated in almost 12 hours. He said, something is wrong. That there's because it's a renal, something obstruction. That something is, I say obstruction. They just call it, he had to pass catheter into me. That's how I was able to. So I was already holding I was already peeing inside a bag throughout that night. I shall manage the next morning. The next morning, in fact, God even saved me that. My gynecologist that was using, she comes very early. She comes as early as 7, sometimes to 7. She not like she's supposed to even come that early. But I don't notice that is how she does. She comes very early. When she said, what is wrong? I said, stay her feeling one sharp pain. I don't know. I said, okay, let her do the scan. They did the scan. They said the scan, they were saying that they could see fluid in my uterus. That she was saying so that fluid, she told them to bring the injection is very, very, it's not like normal it's not normal syringe. Maybe they use to extract pus, I don't know, but it was very big. They just put that injection in my lower abdomen. By the time they pulled it out, it was blood that came out. She just said, we have to take it to the theater in the next 10-15 minutes. If not, that the fluid that we're seeing on the scan was blood. Blood from where? But my mother was already crying. And they were willing me to the theater. But they're telling him to sign, that consent form. They with me to the theater. By the time they opened me, they said, apparently maybe from the pregnancy I had maybe for the multiple pregnancy, one of the
it has formed
I won't call it fertility because it was still very small, but there was actually an ectopic pregnancy in my right fallopian tube that the scan never picked for 1 day. That I never felt pain for one. Meanwhile, I've had an ectopic pregnancy before. Like I said, that was my 4th pregnancy. Is it my 4th or my
4th or 5th?
My 4th pregnancy. My 4th pregnancy was an ectopic. So I know how ectopic pregnancies are. So they asked me, are you sure you did not feel pain? I said, pain. I never felt pain for 1 day. Like I was okay. I'm not someone that maybe I'm not nonchalant. I take care of myself, and I'm very, very obvious. I take care of myself. It's not like maybe I saw the pain and now ignored. No. Apparently there was an ectopic pregnancy that was in my right fallopian tube that ruptured. Before something will rupture, it will be swelling now. So from this, what they said, they're looking at maybe like a 10-week pregnancy. You know, the fallopian tube is not where a pregnancy should occur initially. You understand? So the tube had ruptured, and I was already bleeding internally. Meanwhile, I forgot to mention, a week before that time, I saw my period. But it was my first period after the IVF pregnancy. So I felt that, okay, maybe my period was back. It was not even heavy. For them, it was not heavy. So it was just very scanty. I don't know, this period is not. But yeah, but maybe that's how it, maybe the next one, you know, not knowing that I've been bleeding since that time. From what they explained to me, they were like that. The blood had already congealed. The blood was already like pap. So they were using the way they were packing the blood, like, you know, we know the way Ogi pap is. That was how the blood was inside me. It was already in. So that means I'll be bleeding. I didn't start bleeding that day. I'll be bleeding for days. He said normally that thing it kills. Some people don't survive it. And you know, at that point they had to cut my right fallopian tube. Me that I had 2 fallopian tubes before. I've never carried a pregnancy to them. They're now cutting 1 fallopian tube. That you'll be fine. I know doctor will try to encourage you. Don't worry.
When that's what they can
People get pregnant with 1 fallopian. Are you trying to? I know you are concerning, but this thing you are saying is not making. When I had 2 fallopian tubes, you know, it was very hard for me to carry. So now we just only 1. That the chances are even slimmer. But we thank God. Surgery was successful. They were able. Thank God they were able to take me to the theater on time. It was successful. I know. I came home and we're okay. We're going about our life. And my gynae said, okay, after 3 months, come back for checkup, you know, to just see how. I think when I came back I think that was in January, because I had the surgery in October. November, December, January, I went back. I said, okay, that the next maybe fertility clinic starts in February, that I should come and so that I can see the fertility specialist. She's a gynecologist, so that that even if so that they can even maybe I just need a new treatment regimen. Maybe I need to my mom might not even need to do the IVF again and all. So we came back in February, you know. I came back in February and I saw the fertility specialist and he said, okay. So okay, now tell me, and I narrated my story to him. And you know, said, okay, have you done this test before? I said, no, I've never done this test. So why have you not done it? Well, I said, well, I'll be going to other places, but nobody has ever told me to. He said, I should go and do the test. So I did the test. Apparently, it's they call it for lupus. And if someone that you know about lupus, it's a test. You know, say sometimes maybe my body is trying to reject the pregnancy and it's saying the pregnancy as a foreign for people that have lupus, that happens to them like that. So I did the test. It was after I think there were about 3 tests. I think 2 were okay. 1 was not okay. So the one that was not okay, and then I said that this one that they're not satisfied with it, that I have to see. They now referred me to an hematologist. An hematologist is a blood doctor. The doctor just specialty just the blood. So I have to start seeing a consultant hematologist. Then I'll like every Wednesday I will go. So I started seeing him. We'll run tests. So from February to April, it was back and forth. For they now said that okay, I have a blood clotting disorder. That it's not common, it's rare, but in my own case, the manifestation is that I won't be able to carry a pregnancy to term. Okay, what is in South Africa? Then in South Africa, there's something I can use, but it's in pounds. But then mentioning 10,000 of them, the money is fair. Like it, thousands of them. And another option is that when I'm ovulating, I'll be taking this something they call fresh frozen plasma. It's like blood. It's not really, it's not like blood, but they put it in bags. Like the way they'll give it, like the way they do blood transfusion. I'll have to be taking that thing like every month, so that when I take, so that because apparently the blood clotting disorder cannot be cured, but you can only manage it. And the only management is that once I take that fresh frozen plasma, it corrects whatever is wrong in my blood temporarily. So once it corrects it like that, I can, after ovulation, I can take him. Do you understand? Then that will keep continuing that cycle till even if pregnancy occurs, I have to keep taking that thing until I eventually put to bed. At that April, we have spent money. Private hospital in Lagos. It's a very top, big hospital in Lagos. We have spent money. I just told them, okay, thank you, sir. At least now we know that this is the issue. This is what is wrong with me. No problem. I told my guy, okay, I've seen. She said, what they said, this is what she said, but right now I don't think I'm even ready to even do anything. I want to go home and let us go and use our money. Let us go and use our money to that. Let us go and rest. I said, okay, that is what I want. He said, okay, but the only thing I want to do now, I want to do HSG. That my remaining fallopian tube, I want to know whether it is still free or it's not free. She now looked at me, okay, you should do it. I think you should do it. You should do it. It's okay. Let me do it. So I did the HSG. But when my first attempt, the person that was in charge, he could not get it. I just put in too much pain. I had to come back like the following month in May. That was May 2023. So I did the HSG in May 2023. I said, okay. I went back home. And at that point, in fact, meanwhile, I need to say something. When I was praying a few days before my birthday, March, my birthday is in March 2023. I got a word from God that this coming. Normally, my birthday, I'll be praying, God, my next birthday, I want to be carrying my baby. That's like me. No matter how much I would say I won't pray, but that would be my mind. I wish. So a few days before my birthday, I got the word that don't ask me for anything. God will God tell me not to ask him for anything. Like, he knows what he's doing. That this is the only thing that this is what I need. I need a babe. I need to carry. So I got a word in March. A few days on my birthday is 9th. A few days on my birthday, don't ask me for anything. I remember my dad on my birthday, I just put it, no requests. Just be grateful, and I was just thankful. So at that point in time, I had already surrendered. I already got to a point that something like total surrender. Already, I already seen an hematologist, and was already telling me things of what he was. Almost every Wednesday they would do tests. The test was come back next week, and this is what it. So I already had an idea of what was wrong with me, but the full diagnosis came in April. That period was very difficult. There are times when it's a bit.
This will be the final lap. We promise.
Sorry, I'm sorry, but it's just I just want to give the details so that you can actually, and like I said, I was not asked. So from March, after my birthday, my prayer point changed. I just started thanking God, but it was difficult. There are times when I'll be brushing my teeth in the toilet. I know I have a mirror, and I will just be brushing, and I'll keep saying, "Sibe, Oluwadara." Like, still, God is good. I can't. God I should not ask for anything, but when you are looking, like your heart is heavy, like you don't want to ask. You are thanking God, but you are thanking God with a, how will I put it, with a sorrowful heart that God. Sometimes I'll be brushing, I'll just burst into tears. Like I'll be weeping that God, just have mercy on me. Like, see, already my sixth, that was my sixth pregnancy that I had lost a year before. And I just kept thanking God. I continued my service in church. I was just doing my thing normally. And that May, I was okay. May passed, and in June, that day in June, I went to the market to buy material. I had job. I went to market, but that day, a day before, I just felt my period that I should not stress myself. Like, why would I stress myself? I didn't even know that my period was even going to be. I was supposed to see my period the following day. So when me, I'm going to Lagos Island. I will not stay long in Lagos Island after that. I will just be fast, and I will come back on time. And no, So that day, I went to Lagos Island market. I just quickly bought what I needed to buy. I came back home. Then for the bus, I was about walking to my job, and I'm supposed to see my period today, and I've already gone to Lagos. Automatically, I don't do small wahala. So let me just buy sanitary towel. So I entered the pharmacy. I'd already paid. I was about walking out of the pharmacy. I was about walking out of the pharmacy. Sometimes I like buy pregnancies, and I've not bought PT strips in like years. Most times, if I feel like I'm pregnant, I'd rather go to the hospital and let them do tests, because doing that PT test at home, that thing spoils your mood like anything. So the thing, all of them just let me buy PT. Like, Holy Spirit, say they whine me. Why I go buy PT strips? And moreover, even that month of May, it's not like I said we're trying for a baby. I won't say we're trying. Like normally I'll be calculating, okay, I'm ovulating next week.
Close marking.
I did not give it. In fact, I can't even remember how that last month even was. Holy Spirit, say they whine me. How will I buy? Like, are you trying to make me go through? In fact, I struggled. The lady was like, I pay now. I said, okay, that she should give me a particular. So I bought the strips. I went back home. I slept. I ate and I slept. I woke up. The thing told me, go and do test. I'm like, test like how? So I went to the toilet. I did the test. The first I did the test. It was positive. See? But meanwhile, I was not excited. I won't lie to you. There was no excitement. It is not the first. This is not the first time I'm testing. I'm testing positive to a pregnant. So I did the test, and I told my husband, I called my mother, I've done pregnancy test, go positive. And then he said, okay. I said, me, I'm not really excited, but I was am I sure that I did the right thing? So I repeated the test again. It was positive. Now he said, okay, that maybe tomorrow we'll go to the hospital. So when I went to the hospital, the other one, are you sure? I said, are you sure? So well, I did PT test at home, but you people do your own so that we know that whether it is at least to just confirm. So okay, let's do it. I did the PT, that was in June, and it was positive. That's what I said. And I told her, I said, I did not use anything. No. I said, I didn't do anything. It's okay, no problem. Now that you are pregnant, and we know that there is a condition that I have to take the fresh frozen plasma that they told me then. They have to buy it, and they have to transfuse me immediately. Like, that was like a week after I knew that I was pregnant. So they had to transfuse me immediately, a week after. So I did I remember then I don't think we had even told, I not told anybody. I just told my family member that they said I have a blood condition and I have to take the transfusion. I remember my dad told me something, that imagine that you're taking the blood of Christ. And I had that in mind, that whatever is left, let it correct. Let it correct whatever is left. And I just prayerfully, I said, God, just take charge. At this point, when your doctors are telling you, well, so that there's really nothing we can do. This is the only thing we can do and all. So I remember I took that that fresh frozen plasma. In fact, but before we could even get, I knew that it was even a battle. At first, we were saying 350K per bag. When I calculated 1.4, how much then? How much, what will I get? I could just be taking that kind of thing every month till the pregnancy, is to term and all. But we're able to get it in a government hospital, and it was quite cheaper. And I took the transfusion, and I said, okay, I have to now repeat that, a test every, I have to repeat the test every 2 weeks or so to know whether I will take another transfusion or not, or to know that whether that thing had been corrected. And after 2 weeks, I repeated it, I said it was normal. Second month, normal. Third month, normal. Fourth month, normal. Like, became my doctors were surprised that it's not possible. That ideally, I'm supposed to take that transfusion every month to put to bed. First month, second month, third month, fourth, fifth month. So at the point, my doctor said, I shouldn't even do the test again. That maybe a week to delivery or 2 weeks to delivery. I would repeat the test again. But the devil also struck in this pregnancy. Exactly 12 weeks of my pregnancy, about 13 weeks of my pregnancy, I had already crossed the 12-week mark. I saw blood. That day I was supposed to go for a program in church. For the Friday evening. I was supposed to go for a program in church. Me and my uncle, we just moved to a new area. Then my mother like that, let's try to be more serious in church. And no. Let's try to be more serious in church and all. And I was supposed to go for a program, and that day I saw blood. We had to go back. I said, my mother like, I said I will still go to church. I will pray. I know that day I went to church. That day it was a prayer program. The title of that program was a new song. And I cried my eyes out. Like I wept like if that God, at this point, it is you or nothing. Just help me. And I thank God. After I prayed, I bled for almost 2 weeks. Even on my wedding, my fifth wedding anniversary, that day, I was bleeding. I can't forget. I bled, but God helped me. I carried the pregnancy. At 23 weeks again, I had premature labor. I didn't even know that I was in labor. I thought maybe it was this normal Braxton hits, I just feeling normal cramps and no. But I told my mother that I'm feeling pain. Said that let me, because it's not be exercise. We now even took a stroll on my streets to even help the contraction. I didn't know the difference between Braxton Hicks and by the time we got to the hospital the following, they said if I had waited like a day, I would have put when and I would have. So they were able to rush me to the theater. They put a sacrilege in. They were able to stitch my cervix, and were able to God helped them, and were able to preserve the pregnancy. At exactly 37 weeks, they removed the sacrilege, and I had a bouncing baby boy. Just thank God, my 7th pregnancy, the Lord perfected it. In as much as it was God that was saying it, the devil still struck twice during that pregnancy, but at the end of the day, God proved himself strong. I just thank God. I'm sorry, it's very long. I just want people to just know, the details. It's not saying it on the surface might not really understand, but going into detail, you will know that indeed God is faithful and is true to his word. Though he may tarry, but at the end, God will definitely come through. Praise God.
Yes, praise God. The truth is that in as much as I know some things, despite the fact that I'm a sister, I don't know everything. Because you want to talk to her about it and you're wondering, what would I say next to Tejiri? How will she feel? And I already have my 2 children. She has been homely, caring, but there are times I want to talk about certain things. I have to withdraw because I'm like, do I want to hurt my sister by saying this? How will she understand? Won't it be like as if I'm rubbing it in her face or no? But I'm grateful to God that we have the testimony that, we want, and we can carry our testimony in our hands. So before we end, I want to ask Tejiri this question. Times, I know you had times where you felt like backing out, like turning your back on God. I don't know if you ever experienced it. Times when you felt like turning your back. I know you were all churchy, you wanted to be involved. How did you deal with those moments when you felt like God did not even matter again? Let's just say people say I've been a good girl and I've waited and still God did not give me. How did you deal with that particular thing? Because it's very common.
Well, funny enough, I never had that feeling of me backing away because funny enough. In fact, my husband used to say something that truth or God is still faithful. Whether God does it or he doesn't do it. My husband will say, ṣé wọ́n ní ojú máa tì ní? Ọlọ́run náà ni. He said that if people look at us and they say that they know that we are serving God and despite of we don't have that, it's not that to him, it's not ashamed though. That there is God, that is on. So if God decides, at a point in time, I won't even lie to you, we're planning to do surrogacy. Yes. After the whole, we're planning that when we should don't know that you have been through so much that as most will go and save. But the plan was that let them go and save. Maybe a year or two. That man like they have been through so much pain that he can't afford to see me going through pain. Maybe that if it's surrogacy, that is the point. But I've never at any point that maybe felt like God, no.
Okay.
I've never, although it wasn't not like it was easy. I will have my down moments, but I've never felt that maybe God is not good to me. I will feel down, but now feel like backing down. No, I don't think I've ever had such a moment.
So more or less, when you have your low moments, you snap back quickly because that's the only option that you have. That's good. Thank God for you. What's the role of support systems during waiting season?
See, that's the best thing that can happen to you. If you don't have a good support system, it's no, that in fact I won't lie. For what actually kept me sane, my husband, number one, and my family, and a few friends that actually knew my story and they knew why I was, because having something, they will encourage you. There are times that maybe you will if you don't have a husband that is empathetic, that shows empathy, not when you are feeling down, no. I had my husband, my father, I don't one of them that feel left. Maybe I'm the one that married you. Don't worry, don't worry yourself. But as a woman, you still want to be bothered that my parents, my dad, my mom, my sister here, they will encourage you. Sometimes you'll be down and they will send you a scripture. God said you will have your children. I had people that were telling me that I saw you. I'm like, God is saying, but I'm not saying, like, it's not even looking like it's going to happen. But God was ministering to people around me, and that wasn't encouraged. You don't worry, you will have your children. So that's the best thing that can happen to you in your waiting season. Being in the right environment and having the right people around you. That is the best thing that can happen to you in your waiting season. It helps you. I would say maybe it's one of the things that maybe did not make me feel, maybe look at God, that God, they have abandoned me, or look, yes, I would say it's one of those things. Having the right support around you is everything. You can't underestimate it at all.
That's very important. So I have two more questions. Although somebody is asking, what's the name of that blood clot condition?
It's a factor, I think, is it factor 7? It's a thrombophilia. I can't remember the whole. I'm not really into, man. But it's a thrombophilia. But for them to diagnose, there are a series of tests that you would do. So it's not like maybe you can know. They can only say when you can. Because there are different types of blood clotting disorders. So you have to know the particular one that so that you can know how to go about the treatment regimen.
Okay. Okay. So there's this question I want to ask. I've asked all the waiting Okay, so I was talking about a particular behavior that, some waiting moms always, will I say, experience due to maybe will I say, my relationship with them and those that have been on the program. They're like, there's a way women might behave like they are the only one waiting. So they begin to give attitude to their spouse. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. So what's your advice to women in dealing with their husband? Because men don't show emotions. So it might look like as if the man is not bothered about what you're going through, or you yourself, you're just angry about the whole thing. What would you say to women in that position?
Let me now mention the time women were taking supplements, and one of the supplements that my husband was to take, after taking it, he would vomit. Oh God, that thing pained me. Like I felt like he was not doing enough, or maybe he was not putting in the effort. But see, it's not like as if he was not putting in the effort, but his body was not just taking the drugs. He could not just take it. So I won't say that you won't feel that way. Well, the times I didn't treat my husband, the way they more no, you can't help it though. I'm sorry, that is why we are human beings. There are times maybe you feel like your husband is nonchalant about the whole issue. It is normal for you to even feel that way. If you don't feel that way, that means you are not a human being. But it's how you manage it. There are times when if you see that you're already going to quickly snap back and you can apologize. Let him realize that it's not like you don't see his efforts, but it's just because it tells you, because it tells on the woman more than men. No, women tend to be more emotional than the men. The man might also be going through it, but he doesn't speak out. So I won't say that you won't go through that. I won't lie to you. You're a human being. Hormones will be ranging. In fact, if you are now doing IVF, and when you have to take all these hormones and all, those things they make you cranky. They make you moody. Those hormones, they make you moody. They make you cranky. So that time you will just snap. But the issue is when you snap, you must be able to when you get angry and you must be able to quickly snap back. It's not you, it's not actually, neither is it your fault. The both of you are in it together, and quickly about that. I can't tell you that you will not have times when you snap. I can't promise you that. But it's how well you manage, and how well the man also understands that it's not really you. Do you understand? It's actually the circumstance that you are going through that is causing you, but don't allow you to get the better part of you.
Okay, thank you.
Get the better part of you. Yes.
Thank you so much, Tejiri. This program is not just for us to just come and hear the story, but just to keep, reminding ourselves that whatever it is that you are trusting God for, God is able to answer. It might not come today, because human beings, we always put time. There's always that time tag. We always say maybe within 9 months or no, but everything is in God's hand, and it will come in its own time. So one thing I would say as we round up is that whatever it is that people around us are waiting on God for, we don't need to put them under pressure. We should just be supportive and rally around them. Think of ways in which you can help. Some people might just send songs.
Yes.
Songs to, their friends and their loved ones. And if you're not the type that likes talking to people, you still need human beings, you still need people. Okay, so like I was saying, if you're the type that does not like speaking with people, you want to keep things to yourself, it's high time to talk to somebody. We need human beings because we always have, that downtime. So find people that you trust, that you can talk to, or someone you can pray with at that moment. You need support. But we pray and trust God that Tejiri's testimony will bet more testimonies. I have always been passionate about waiting moms. Even waiting seasons is always a very big deal for me, right from when I was much younger. So having someone close to me going through that experience, just, will I say, heighten the whole feeling. But what I want to say to that person that's trusting God for a particular thing tonight, don't give up on God. Don't throw in the towel. Wait on God. Hold on to Him. You may not have seen the result yet, but it will come. So I pray tonight that everyone that is trusting God for one thing or the other, be it miracle children, whatever it is, that the Almighty God will grant you speedy answers in Jesus' mighty name. That your faith will not shake, that your faith will not fail in Jesus' mighty name.
Sorry, I want to say something. In your waiting season, I want you to look at it that it is not your doctors that will do the miracle. It is not the drug that you will take that will make you get pregnant. No, it is God that does miraculous. So you must also get to a point in a stage in that you must have. Sorry. Let me continue from here. You must acknowledge that it is God that is the doer. So it's not just seeing your doctors, your physician. It's God you will use them. Some people you only need some people don't even need to do IVF. Some people just maybe like a particular treatment. Like look at me, like my case now. It was God. I believe that it was God that dropped it in the heart of that. In the heart of that man to ask me, have I done this particular test? And I've been waiting for more than 4 years. I've never done that test in my life. Do you understand? So just pray that God should direct your physicians, God should direct whoever is in charge of your man. Because at this point, and you must learn to totally surrender to God. Total, like I keep telling people, total. That was my slogan. Total surrender. Like it is God or nothing. It is God or nothing. Total. That is just the key. Total surrender. I believe that is where my miracle actually. I got to a point where I knew that at this point I dropped everything. I said, God, if God will not be, let it be left undone. Like it's God or nothing. So as a child of God, even you are waiting, despite whatever you are saying, just know that it is God that does that. Don't see people. They say whoever you are looking for, they are only human. They are human beings. It got to a point in my children, my doctors were saying, let's hope God. When your doctors are already calling God, you know that at that point it is beyond what you can do. So you must learn to totally surrender to God. Most of the time we don't totally surrender to God. We see the doctors as magicians. We see that drug. It's not that drug that will work. It's not that IVF that will do that will make you have it. You can even have the pregnancy and carry it to 9 months, and on the day of the delivery, it's God that actually does perfect everything. So you must put that in that it is God. But the moment where you don't give God His place, you will not allow Him to do His work. And when He does His work, the glory, you will not be seeing reasons why it didn't happen when it was meant to happen. Only Him will have the glory. You want you to be different than no. It was God at work. So you must learn to surrender. Total, not just total surrender is the key. Knowing that it is God or nothing. That is the point where once you get to that point, you will even your work, even you will even feel peace. You feel at peace. You will be more calm.
Yeah, the power is not in your hands.
The power is no longer in your hands. What you don't have power over, just surrender it to God. Let God take charge.
Yes. It's been an awesome night. I'm grateful to everyone that joined in from the beginning, even those that left in between, and those that still stayed to the end. It means a whole lot to us. We want to celebrate. I don't know if Mr. Olojede is on the call, but I think I saw him somewhere. I want to celebrate you. I want to say big congratulations to you and Tejiri. Your baby's naming ceremony was one of the best that I've gone for ever. Like, I enjoyed myself, but that's because God did it for us. So I'm saying thank you once again to everyone, and a big congratulations to the Olojedes. We believe and trust God that we'll have many more editions, of While I Waited. I will always have reasons to give God glory for one thing or the other. Thank you so much and have a well-rested night.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.